All right, here we are. This is the Eddie Vegas episode number 5. This is going to be the first of 2 grade reveals. I decided, and again, I've recorded the first 4 videos months before because those I had the cards in hand. Then we had to wait for PSA to get these cards back. Today's episode, we're going to look at 31 Michael Jordan cards. I sent a total of 70. So episode number 5 today, you're going to see 31 card grade reveal. We'll give you all the stats, all the data, the value of the cards, give you my thoughts. You'll get to see the grade reveal with the bird's eye view. And then episode number 6, you're going to see another 39 card PSA grade reveal video. We'll look at all those stats and all that data, and then we'll tie a bow on it, and I'll give you the final profit and loss, and we'll figure out how the old Cajun Cardboard did on this Eddie Vegas raw card collection after PSA got through with me. Today's video, 31 cards, grade reveal, stats at the end. Hopefully you guys enjoy it.
See why Card Ladder is the industry leader in sports card data. We know what you want because Card Ladder was created by collectors for collectors. Card Ladder. Join the innovators, not the imitators.
All right, folks, here we go. Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. And as always, we're going to start with the stuff that PSA would not grade. Reminder, this is 31 cards, 31 Michael Jordan cards, all PSA. We're going to stay with me after we look at all 31 of these cards. Come back with me. We're going to look at the spreadsheet. We'll look at how much each card's worth. We'll look at the percentage of 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s, and worse. And then we'll kind of put it all together. We'll look at the total value of all the cards, the fair market value based on card ladder values and sales history of how much these 31 cards are worth. And then remember, in episode number 6, you're going to get another 39 card grade reveal. And then at the end of episode number 6, we're going to tie all of it together and see how much the whole collection's worth. Now that I've graded 70 of these cards, we'll compare it to what I paid, what I had to pay for grading for each of these submissions, and we'll see how if, see if I broke even or lost, won, whatever, right? All right, so always start with the cards that PSA won't grade. It seems to never fail. There's always 1 or 2 or whatever. This is the Stadium Club Royal Court, came back men's size. That's not unusual. I've tried to grade this card before, and it's come back men's size. This one's not in exceptional condition. There's not a lot of value to this card anyway, although I do really like the card because over here it's a Royal Court, but in this little banner it says King of Kings. And Jordan truly was the King of Kings. So I'll probably send this back to PSA, run it up the flagpole. My policy is usually to try at least twice. If it comes back men's size once, at least try another time. So that's the first one. The next card we'll look at is a little unique. It barely fits on this camera, and it's the leading performers. This is a hierarchy card. We've talked about it before. We've looked at it before. Pretty rare card in high grade. This one came back a astonishing, disappointing, really depressing PSA 6. I thought this card had a chance at a 9. The centering is not perfect. I had to have missed something because I'm looking all over and I don't know what the deal is, man. I don't know what it is about the card that led to the card getting a 6th grade. Again, this is it looks huge, right? Because it's the card where it actually folds up, right? So you kind of fold it this way. So you're looking at the back and the front, and then you're looking at the 2 inside pieces here. It really is a cool card that tells a story. One of those really rare, unique Michael Jordan cards, and it's in this huge oversized PSA slab. So PSA 6 on this one, almost no value there. Just a really rare card in high grade. All right, and we'll coming out of the gates with a 10. This is good, right? This is a good sign, starting with a 10. This is the 99 Upper Deck Encore Jamboree Hierarchy Tier 4 card. Remember, there's a couple different levels to this, right? So this is just the base insert. I hate to use the word base insert, but it's the foundational insert, right? It's not the insert parallels that are serial numbered. So not a huge value here, but always nice when you get a Michael Jordan PSA 10. So we'll put that one to the side. 96 Bowman's Best, number 80, the base card, came back a 9. 9's not bad. Not a lot of value there. That's a 10 or bust, all right? Another one where I'm not sure, like I never ever expected a 10, although I have gotten a 10 on this exact raw card in the past. The Cross Country Collection, the EX 2000 base number 9 that I sent in came back a PSA 10. This one came back a a 6. That seems really harsh. It's almost just out of spite. I might send this back because this centering is 9 for sure. Maybe top to bottom issues, but no diamond cutting issues. The window frame looks good. That's usually the problem. Edge wear is often a problem. The corners are immaculate. I don't know, man. A 6 is crazy. I don't understand that. So we'll put that over there. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll run it up again. How about this? Another 10. It's a subset card. It's not an insert. People say, oh, you got the finishers. Well, that's fine. You can call it whatever you want, but it's card number 39 of the base set, right? So it's just a subset card. It's just a finishers card here. This one did have a coating. I took it off. Why? Because you're supposed to. That's why. And so it came back a 10. So chalk up a W in Cajun Cardboard's corner on that one for peeling the coating off. Next, we've got a Jam City. This is the 1995 Ultra Jam City. There's a Hot Packs parallel of this as well. This one came, I think, right? Is there not a Hot Packs? I think there's a Hot Packs version of this as well. This one came back an 8. These are tough to grade, man. Foil everywhere. They kind of remind me of the Power and the Key and the Standouts Hobby and all that stuff. A little bit of chipping on the back, a little bit of whitening on the back edge, so not a ton of value there. We'll look at the value, by the way, of everything at the end. PSA 8 on that Jam City. Fusion came back a 4. No surprise here. As is always the case, this is actually a really good 4. Usually this foil comes off. As it bubbles like this is really, really not unusual. This actually is a horrifically harsh grade. I've got 6s and 7s of this card that are much, much worse over here. This is just like really, really a harsh grade. Again, it's bubbled edges, so by no means did I expect this to get a 9 or anything like that, but this is a card, it's like, I have to look at the pop report, but there's like very few 9s and 10s. Most of them are 6s, and then there's a couple of 8s. There's also a members only parallel of this card, but a 4 is, again, like I said, that's a very, very harsh grade. Base 96 SPX 8 comes back an 8. Base 97 SPX comes back a 9. There's actually good value in a 9 on this card. Surface scratches are usually the contributing factor to the poor grades for this card, in addition to the fact that it's pointy. But I don't know if you can see Jordan's face over here in that hologram. There you go. There he is. Yeah, so a 9 for that one. Not too bad. 9s are always fine. Stadium Club Refractor. The centering on this one is almost always the culprit, along with greening. No graining on this one. Like, this is really good color. I don't know if you guys can tell, but pretty shockingly good color. This is got an atomic refractor parallel as well, and of course there's a base version. Stack on the back, Jordan on the front, and this is the Class Axe refractor, another hierarchy card for show right there. PSA 7 on that one. Probably deserved an 8. Bombardiers or SB6, the 98 Topps Season's Best, number SB6. Always one of my favorite cards, aesthetically speaking. Bombardiers SB6 came back an 8. Choice Reserve, if you can see the cracked ice in here. Now, this is not the prime Choice Reserve, right? There's no serial numbering or anything like that. This is just the Choice Reserve. This one needed to be a 10 to matter. This came back an 8. So not any value there really at all. We'll see it in the spreadsheet. Ridiculously harsh grade here on the Meltdown. I mean, this is a preposterously hard grade. I'm telling you, and I know it's not perfect, and yes, there's white corners. A 5 is just absolutely overly harsh. Absolutely overly harsh. So far, a couple of ass kickings. An 8 on the refractor. Also, I feel like this was harsh. I think this card had 9 potential with an outside shot at a 10, but it came back, and I've got the slab all jacked up, fingerprints everywhere. But this one came back an 8, so needs to be a 10 to have real value. A 10 has great value, man, great value. End to end came back a 7. Okay, whatever you say. Another hierarchy card right there. The 95 finest base, not the refractor, just the base, number 229, came back a 9, which actually I thought was a little higher than I was expecting. This one I thought was a little off center left to right, so I thought maybe an 8 was the number. But a 9 is actually a pretty good grade on this finest. Put that up there. Another 10, 92 Topps Archives. There's a gold parallel. That's not what this is. This is just the base archives, and I'm really surprised. I sent another one of these in the 39 card order that you're going to see in episode number 6. So come back and tune back in, see what the other one graded. that sent the pair of them in. I think you'll be pretty surprised when you see what the other one graded. This one comes back a 10. It's actually got some pretty decent value in a PSA 10, so we'll put that in our 10 stack. Hardwood leader 6, I don't know. I had to have missed something. It's got to be a crease. There's no other way to get a 6 on something, so must be a crease. I'm looking, I'm swiveling. I don't have my glasses on even, so 6 on that one, no value. 8 on the hardwood leaders from, look, again, this is 2 of the hardwood leaders, right? This one's an insert, this one's a subset. So this year in 96, it's a subset, but this year in 95 is actually an insert. I think. I may need to double check that, but I think that's correct. Topps Gallery, just a base. Came back a 6, so clearly I missed something. I would never have ever sent this card in if I thought it looked like a 6. In fact, none of these cards would I have sent in if I thought they looked like even a 7 or an 8. So every card I thought had a chance at a 9. Top Prospects, 5 Beta Jordan, I don't know, 8, no value there. Not really a sexy card. And this is probably one of the most valuable cards in here, and it came back an 8, which I'm very happy with. This is a very difficult card to grade. 10s are, you know, $15,000, $20,000 cards from what I recall. You can look it up yourself, but they're very, very valuable. This one came back an 8. And I think an 8 is actually what I have in my PC, if I'm not mistaken. So, and again, I should have mentioned every single card in here is for sale because none of these cards are upgrades to my PC. The ones that got 10s I already have, and the ones that got 8s or 9s, I have 9s or 10s. So all of this stuff is gonna be for sale. I'm probably gonna use the promo code, what? Cajun, and send it to the Fanatics weekly auction. Another 10, and this is an insert I think a lot of people forget about. This is Jordan, and that is, by the way, that is Grant Hill. I think that's Grant Hill, I would guess. Grant Hill, 33. It looks like a Pistons, but I don't remember. Yeah, that's got to be Grant Hill trying to contest that shot by MJ. But this is the back-to-back insert. This, again, is another hierarchy card. I've got a 10 copy of this. I might just sit on another 10 copy, or maybe I'll sell it. I'm not sure. Knew this one wasn't going to do well. 7's actually better than I thought this was going to do. I was just curious what they would do with this because top to bottom centering is phenomenal. Left to right is horrific. Great image. 1988 Fleer number 120 All-Star came back a 7. Obviously, I'm not sending this in. If I even thought it looked like an 8, I wouldn't have sent this card in. But I thought it looked perfect. I literally thought there was a chance this card would get a 10. Worst case, a 9. I have no idea what it is that I missed on this card. Please, for God's sake, somebody zoom in, take a still pic, and tell me what the hell I missed on this card. It can't be edges, corners, or centering because the centering is freaking spot on. The edges are great. The corners are awesome from what I see. It's got to be some kind of dimple or pinhole or something to get a 6. Come on now. 2 of these, right? I got a Topps 40 Topps Chrome. Neither one of these are refractors. So this is the Topps 40 Topps Chrome. Those of you who don't know, there's also a Topps 40 Topps. The Topps got a 5. Okay, what did I miss here? I have no idea what I missed for this to get a 5. And this one got a 9. So tale of 2 cards right there. Whatever, man. With coating, I left the coating on this one. Did I? I don't think I did. I don't see coating. I'm pretty sure I took the coating off, so I think this is a mislabel. In fact, I'm certain that does not have coating on there. It's way too shiny to have coating on there, so I don't see any coating, but again, I don't have my glasses on, and I'm old as hell. I don't think there's any coating on there, but they labeled it with coating, and I'm not sure why. So I got a 9, which is a good grade, and then an 8 on this one. I don't know what this was. I thought it was a good-looking card. I don't mess with anything in the 2000s for Jordan except for Wizards refractors from Topps Chrome. And maybe some finest stuff, but this is 2014 SPX. It sort of looks like that old titanium card. That's the way it's shaped, but it came back an 8. And then the last one is by far the biggest hit, for sure, in this 31 card submission. Very happy to add this one, and I've already got a 10 in my collection. I might just hang on to a second one. I might put it up for sale. I have yet to decide, but this is the mirror image refractor. This is a hierarchy card. There is an atomic version of this card as well, but this is 97 Bowman's Best. It's got Ron Mercer and Jordan on the front. It's got Marbury and the glove on the back, as you can see. There's Marbury. There's the glove, card number M1, MI1 for mirror image refractor 1. So this is the big hit. Let's lay them out, guys. Here's the 10s. If I counted correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 31 10s, which sounds devastating, but honestly, it's like, what are you going to do? You know, I mean, that's what, 15, 16%. That's really not bad. If you start going back and looking at the gem percentage of Jordan cards from the 90s, it's probably pretty damn good. At least I'm in double figures. I've been shut out before, and I didn't get shut out this time. So that's it for this, guys. Stay with me. We're going back to the spreadsheet. Let's see what these things are worth. Let's see if there's any interesting stories that any of these cards tell. We'll look at some of the details. We'll see what my percentages were, but you know, to spoiler alert here, that's 5 out of 31 PSA 10s, 1 not graded, and then some really shocking, astonishing, I thought, 5s and 6s. It just seemed really odd to me that there was that many 5s and 6s. I'm used to getting hit with the 8 stick, right? On cards that I think look like 10s, they come back 8s. Okay, that's one thing, but 5s and 6s, like, I'm blind, but I'm not that blind. Damn. So come back and check out the spreadsheet, and hopefully it sheds some light on the results, and you can put pen to paper. Thanks, guys. All right, you guys saw it. That was the grades. Not the prettiest. You know, when you think about the PSA 10s, you know, it's not the end of the world. Let me screen share over here so we can just recap what we're talking about. You saw 31 cards. I've got them described as relatively beat up, low to mid Michael Jordan base inserts and parallels. And that's, in fact, exactly what you saw. They were relatively low to mid, beat up stuff. I knew those grades. I wasn't sending those in expecting 10s everywhere, so I knew I might get, you know, slammed in the nuts by PSA, as has happened from time to time. Believe it or not, this took 71 days. I sent these cards on December 13th. They did not come back until February 24th. That is extremely long from PSA in my experience. In fact, I'll tell you, the second order that I sent in after you know, this order, but it came back before this order. So I don't know what sense that makes. That leads me to believe that there is a specific person that grades Michael Jordan exclusive orders. Like if they see that every card's Michael Jordan, they give it to a different grader, and that grader likes to kick your nuts in because that's what happened on these 31 cards. I've got it blocked off here, so let's go ahead and just reveal the percentages. Where are we? Boom, there we go. So 5 PSA 10s comes out to, like I estimated, 16%. Here's where it gets a little crazy. Only 5 PSA 9s. That ain't good, right? Usually if you're missing 10s, that's fine, but you want to get 9s, and at the worst case, 8s. Look how many cards graded 7 or below. We'll throw out the ungraded card, which came back men's size, that Royal Court. 11 out of 31 cards, 35% graded 7 or below. That is horrific. And some of them came back 6s and 5s, for God's sakes. Value, nothing stands out on any of these cards at or near the top. I'm very, very low on value here. We got a $200, that SPX die cut that we looked at, that Michael Jordan PSA 9, the base card from 97, right, with the pointy ends, and then I said there were surface issues often on those cards. $200 card there. The Scoring Kings, like I said, was far and away, you know, the card with the most potential in this. It ended up not being the most valuable, but it had the most potential. It's about a $725 card in PSA 8. Why is this so small? Let's make this. There we go. That's what she said. Okay, here we go. All right, $725 for the Scoring Kings. The Meltdown, even in a 5, is about a $190 card, but honestly, it looked like a 7 to me. So this is one of those decisions, man. I don't know how hard it's going to be to crack it out of these things, but I may try to run that back up the flagpole. The end-to-end came back a 7. That has got no value. Jam City an 8, got no, you know, $75. The Archives PSA 10, like I told you, it's always nice when you hit a 10. The Archives is a little bit more valuable than your average Upper Deck, Fleer, Topps base card. So that Archives came back as a $300 card, approximately $275, $325, somewhere in there as a PSA 10. Upper Deck Jamboree comes back. I'm surprised. That's only $115. That's an insert. Now, it's not the rarest thing out there, right? But anything with pack odds, you know, much harder than base cards. You know, I mean, damn, some Jordan Upper Deck base cards come back and they're worth more than 115. So I feel like that Jamboree should be worth a little bit more than that. The Finest 229.9. I'm going to triple my grading cost. Bowman's Best, not much. Bowman's Best Refractor in an 8 is $420. A 10 would have been huge, 4-figure card. 9 would have been great. 8 seemed like a harsh grade to me. But there was a refractor line that I noticed on that card. The Stadium Club Class Axe refractor 7 came back 150. There was potential there if it hit a 9, but 7, 8, you're not going to get too much value out of that. The SB6 is just a card people love, and that's this is a testament to why it's $275 in a PSA 8, right? It's just a really good looking card with all the colors and the basketballs bouncing in the background. The Choice Reserve, like I said, 10 or bust. That's nothing there. The mirror image, I've got about a $1,000 price tag on that card as a PSA 10. Not too many of those out there. The Fusion in a 4 is a $100 card, and that was really harsh. I mean, that was preposterous. The Royal Court, of course, was men's size, so I assigned no value whatsoever to that. Obviously, there's some value, but I put a 0 in there. I guess I could have put $15 or whatever it's worth. Skybox EX 2000, I missed. Leading Performers, I really missed. The Finest came back a 10. That was the Finishers. That came back a 10. That's a $150 card. Like, for instance, that's a subset card. It's not even an insert. The Jamboree is an insert. The Jamboree 10 is $115. The Finest 10 is $150. And I know they're different years, but still, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I would think the Jamboree would be worth much more. The 98 back-to-back Chrome insert is only $160. That's an insert. Only worth $160. The Chrome base is probably worth more than that. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And then the Topps Chrome, Topps 40, PSA 9 came back. I put a $100 value on that. And so when you total it all up, it comes out to about $4,460. If you guys recall, I paid $5,000 for the collection. And then, of course, I had to pay grading fees for this one, and I had to pay grading fees for a 39 card order. So at the end of episode number 6, tomorrow, the next episode, you guys are going to see me put pen to paper. It's real simple. I'm into it for $5,000 plus grading fee A plus grading fee B. You add that up. That's how much I paid. Then we're going to look at what's the value of the raw cards that I decided not to grade, because there is a lot of cards. So there's a value to those cards that you saw in episode 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to look at the $4,460 for this one. And the real question is going to be, what about this next order, this next 39 card order? How much are those worth? Because that's really going to dictate how I'm doing here, right? Because $4,460 is like, oh, you almost broke even, Cajun. Well, no, because A, I got to pay grading fees for 70 cards, right? Even at $22 a card, that's $1,500 there. And then I've also, you got to remember, I can't just hand these cards to people and get $4,460. I'm going to have to pay auction house fees and or shipping and or something, right? So there's more to it than that. So we'll kind of generally see how I did at the end of this thing, but there's not that many variables involved. So stay tuned to the next episode. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. As always, I appreciate you following me on this little raw collection that I bought. And now's a great time to remind you, I want to do this again and again and again and again, and it doesn't need to be Michael Jordan. The next grading reveal video that you guys see is not going to be just Michael Jordan. There's some Kerry Kittles in there. There is, I believe, maybe even Ray Allen is in there. I'm trying to remember some of the other ones that are in the next grade reveal that you guys are going to see. It will have more Jordans. There will be more Jordans in there, and there is some more in there. And I will give you a little hint. I did really well on episode number 6. So when we look at these 39 cards, like as bad as I did on this 31 card Jordan order, I did that much better and more on the next one. So you will see some rosy pictures in the next grade reveal video with 39 PSA cards coming back fresh. So same exact format as this one coming up. Watch it tomorrow. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon for notifications. Now is a great time to remind you, I am looking to buy more collections. I don't care if it's raw. I don't care if it's graded. I don't care if it's a mix of each. It doesn't necessarily even need to be basketball. It certainly doesn't need to be basketball in the 90s. I'm always looking to buy collections. So if you're looking to cash out, I've got the cash. I'm looking to buy, right? So I've only once in maybe not 9 years now of buying collections from other people ever not gotten a deal done, right? And so, again, I share most of the data. So if I was out here ripping people off, we would not get deals done because people would just say, no, you're trying to rip me off. And if I was ripping people off, you'd see it in the videos, right? And nobody would sell me their collections after the fact. So I do share most of the stuff. I can't share the exact precise value because I've got, 500 or 600 raw cards over here, which I have no idea what those cards are worth. I also don't know how I'm going to sell the damn thing. So there's just always a little bit more to the story. I get about as precise and I'm about as transparent as you can get with it. So I'm always looking to buy new collections is what I'm getting at. Thank you guys as always for watching. Stay tuned for the finale, episode number 6. picks. You're going to see some really good grades, and then you're going to see me put all the numbers together, see how we did. Thank you guys for watching. Keep collecting. Stay positive in the hobby. Peace.